Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Unscripted Access. It's going to be another solo cast this week. This is the Gaming Access Premier Gaming News Podcast, where we go over all the great news that came through from the week prior, where we talk about all the stuff that's going into new computers, new games, sometimes new movies, and well, we just see what's going on there. So, CS happened last week. We went over a little bit of that news the week prior with the whole 2060 launch and the RTX and what's going on with NVIDIA. We did get a little bit of new NVIDIA news in the fact that G-Sync esque is what I'll call it. Monitors are happening, or adaptive sync, or free sync, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, what it is they are because a lot of people were not buying NVIDIA cards for the sheer reason of FreeSync, which is this thing that gives adaptive refresh. That's a general technology that AMD just lets anyone use for free or for very little to no money. And there are a ton of affordable, awesome adaptive sync or FreeSync monitors. That wasn't the case with G-Sync. In fact, if you want an NVIDIA equivalent, the monitor would typically cost several, $200 to $300 more. Now they are out with what they call adaptive sync tech. They've tested 400 monitors, 12 have passed. Here they are on the screen, and they're going to be testing more. They just launched the driver on the day I'm recording this, and hopefully the night will be posted, where you can go into your NVIDIA control panel like I am doing now, and you can go and you can change the refresh rate up to the G-Sync standard. Of course, HDMI can only go up to 120 or 120, and then DisplayPort will go as needed, as high as you need. So there you go. That's your news as far as that's concerned. I think that's really cool. One of the big holdouts from me upgrading my monitor was I wanted a G-Sync, but now that they have this adaptive sync tech, I'm a little more inclined to just upgrade because I know that I'll get the most out of a 144 hertz display. That is not a G-Sync monitor, and I won't have to spend $700 instead of $400 for a quality monitor. On the other side of that, their competitor announced something new. The fine folks at AMD and CEO Lisa Su announced the world's first 7 nanometer gaming chip, titled the Radeon VII. According to CNET, Su claims it's the most powerful gaming GPU the company has ever built. They showed off its prowess when they demoed Devil May Cry 5, well above 60 FPS and 4K. She mentioned that in comparison to Vegas 64, 25% boost on average, and titles such as Battlefield 5 can see as high as 35% boost. It's going to have 16 gigs of HBM2 memory and 1 terabyte a second bandwidth at launch. It's going to be $700, and it will be bundled with Resident Evil 2, Division 2, and Devil May Cry 5. That is a big get if you're looking to buy a new graphics card. The thing that kind of rustles my jimmies with this is supposedly it's going to be, 2080 level performance and 1080 Ti level performance. NVIDIA had 1080 Ti level performance, 2 years ago. Or almost 2 years ago. And I feel as though if they didn't focus on this new tech of adaptive learning and all this other stuff with RTX, they could have driven it even further with the. And then, of course, it still doesn't match NVIDIA's top of the line at $1,000 to $1,200 of the 2080 Ti. So it's still kind of a bummer. And their cards typically run hotter, and so yeah, there's a lot about it that is that it leaves to be desired. That said, $700, it is some competition at least, and who knows, maybe through drivers and updates, it'll turn out to be better than the NVIDIA equivalent. It's just really hard to say right now when, they've had such a track record of like, oh, they're always behind. They're always behind or just catching up. They're always behind or just catching up. I hope this thing comes out and blows the doors off the 2080 for $700, and Nvidia has to go and rethink their strategy, or at least bring the 2080 Ti down to a price that a sane person can afford. Next up is the Alienware 51M. Now, I've talked to Alienware up a lot in the past. I've had good experiences with two of their laptops. Ray's had a very good experience with his laptop with them. I even said the only reason I went to Origin last year instead is they offered the thin and light and Alienware didn't. And they do now, but that's actually not what we're talking about, though. Feel free to go check out their new thin and light 17-inch and 15-inch. They both look great. Both can be offering 20 series graphics. Highly recommend them from what I've got to see of them. But that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about this really weird, kind of exciting thing of a fully upgradable laptop. So it's a laptop that uses desktop parts. It uses a desktop CPU, desktop cooling, desktop video cards. It is a desktop scaled down into the form factor of a, albeit very hefty, 17-inch laptop. And that is fucking awesome. I've always said the reason that I always tell people build a desktop, is the fact that it is cost. Because if you go out and you buy a $2,000 gaming laptop, tops 4 years, it's going to max out. You're going to have to just huck the whole thing out because you can't swap the graphics, you can't swap the CPU. One of those is obviously more important than the other, but you can't swap either. And then it's just done. Or it's just a, kind of a lab machine, like I do homework and watch movies on it. But in this particular case, it uses a desktop CPU socket. It uses desktop-style graphics. They're hoping that they can get NVIDIA to get on board with it. But if not, they have their own custom versions of the manufacturing, where they will either send you a home upgrade kit or they'll send someone to upgrade for you if you're willing to pay the fee. And that, to me, is awesome because, like I said, one of the big hurdles for me with laptops has always been that just you can't upgrade, or you limited upgrades, storage and memory, that's it. Nothing really meaningful. Or, not significantly meaningful, but with this is a, this could be the future, man, of just hey, I can put a new GPU in my laptop, I can put a new CPU in my laptop, and have, the 2080, and when it comes out, the 3080 in that machine, ready to go. I'm not gonna lie, it's starting at $2,500 is a bit much, especially with just an 8700. And then a 1070, dear lord. And if you want a 1080, for a 1080, it's $3,000, and let's see what it would cost to get this thing spec'd out the way I would want it spec'd out. All right. So for me personally, just to match my home desktop or get close. It's a $3,500 machine, so it's literally double what I paid for more than my desktop. But I obviously can't take my desktop on a plane, on the road, etc. This thing is impressive either way. I would, of course, love the price to be a little more affordable. So a little easier to, tote around with me, of course. But this thing is impressive, and I hope that they're not the only company that does it. And I hope that more and more companies embrace this and we get to the point of where we are in a lovely, brand new world of fully upgradable laptops. God, what a dream that would be. Next up is we got the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. So we got a big bunch of news coming out of that. It's not taking, he's going to have MJ come back, but as a love interest. Nick Fury's in it. They show off Mysterio. He does have the fucking fishbowl helmet. People, look, I realize that it's dumb. I'm not going to tell you it is not dumb. But Mysterio is not the same villain if he does not have a fishbowl for a fucking head. I'm running the trailer right now. as you can see on screen, because we do these video now. I'm still not used to it. And yeah, it's definitely a I one of my big complaints about Homecoming and Brandon's was it felt like he never went through any struggle. And in this one, it does feel like he is going through struggle. He is on his own. He is becoming the Spider Man, and he did that a little bit at the end of Homecoming, but not enough. And it just kind of felt like Iron Man Jr., I guess, sort of, but not really. And then this one is kind of fully fleshing stuff out. So yeah, it has that signature Marvel style and humor, and it looks like it's going to be a great flick. It looks like they're expanding on the ideas. That little part of the trailer there, I was like, oh shit, are they putting Kraven the Hunter in this? No, it's fucking Nick Fury. Nice to meet you, Spider Man. So yeah, and they kind of go over, what kind of hero he's going to be and all that good stuff. And, I'm sure some of this will actually be in the movie, some of it won't. It's going to be Mysterio and Spider-Man fighting against the elementals. The thing that I'm curious about in this trailer that really has me like, oh shit, is this takes place after Endgame. So it is. Are we going to be getting? Who is in this besides? Yeah, there we go. We got to see the fishbowl. Besides Happy Hogan, like there was no sign of Iron Man. Does that mean Iron Man's gone? Like, what's the connection to Nick Fury? All this other stuff. Finally, oh, that's loud. We have Bungie splitting from Activision. So, as many publishers are tired of their crap, Bungie has left Activision. They bought back their own right and stake in the company, that third game rights. They bought their way out of that. They're an independent company. They feel they have enough money to go and make their own projects and make their own games and do what it is Bungie needs to do to secure the future of Destiny and all that good stuff. So they did this post here, Our Destiny, from the Destiny development team as of January 10th, 2019. When we first launched our partnership with Activision in 2010, the gaming industry was in a pretty different place. An independent studio setting out to build a brand new experience. We wanted a partner willing to take a big leap of faith with us. We had a vision for Destiny that we believed in, but had to launch a game of that magnitude, we needed the support of an established publishing partner. With Activision, we created something special today. Destiny has delivered a combination of over 50 million games and expansions to players all around the world. More importantly, we also witnessed a remarkable community, tens of millions of Guardians strong, rise up and embrace Destiny to play together and to take and share memories, and even to do truly great things that reach far beyond the game that we share to deliver positive impacts on people's everyday lives. We have enjoyed a successful 8-year run. We'd like to thank Activision for their partnership on Destiny. Looking ahead, we're excited to announce plans for Activision to transfer publishing rights for Destiny to Bungie. With our remarkable Destiny community, we are ready to publish on our own, while Activision will increase their focus on owned IP projects. The planned transition process is already underway in its early stages, with Bungie and Activision both committed to making sure the handoff is seamless as possible. With Forsaken, we've learned to listen and lean into what we believe our players want from a great Destiny experience. Rest assured that there is more on the way. We'll continue to deliver on the existing Destiny roadmap, and we're looking forward to releasing more seasonal experiences in the coming months, as well as surprising the community with some exciting announcements about what lies beyond. Thank you so much for your continued support. Our successes owed no small part to the incredible community of players who have graced our worlds with light and life. We know self-publishing won't be easy. There's still much for us to learn, and we will grow as an independent global studio, but we see unbounded opportunities and potential in Destiny. We know that the new adventures await us on our new worlds filled with mystery, adventure, and hope. We hope you'll join us there. See you, Starside. Bungie. Basically says it all. They're making their own stuff. I'm ecstatic for them. Destiny has always been this game that feels like it's been plagued by the fact that The publisher wants one thing from it. The developer very, 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 very clearly wants something else, and it's leading to an experience that is less than ideal. So I'm very happy to see them on their own. I'm very happy to see what Destiny 3 will be, you know, going forward. Yeah, no, it's well, and we'll see. Who knows? It could have been Bungie was really the evil one all along, and they do not have my PS4 character. They have my PC character on here. Okay, weird. All right, well, whatever. But yeah, so it's one of those things where, oh, there we go. There we go. There's my dude. Yeah, so I played a lot of that game when it first came out and kind of just fell off it. Real bummer. Really enjoyed it. Hope that they fix my problems with it of being DLC being shoved down my throat and whatnot. And they just put out more MMO style patches, or just do what they did with Halo and just make one damn good game. I just want to keep playing forever with just the content that's in it. That'd be nice. Mission developers did that. Anyway, Penny Arcade did a comic about this. Here you can see. Just leave that up on the screen there for you for a minute. So, yeah, and that's it. That's the news for the week. Brandon will be back next week to do a full-on news show where we'll go more in depth with all these topics. It was great, great talking with y'all. Great going over with you, and look for more in the coming days. Thanks. Bye, y'all.